He traded his shadow for wealth until the emptiness began. In a bustling city where skyscrapers touched the clouds and money ruled everything, there lived a young man named David. He was 23 years old, fresh from university, with dreams bigger than the sky itself. David wanted to be rich, not just comfortable, not just successful. Rich, filthy, stinking, disgustingly rich. He lived in a tiny one-room apartment that smelled like old newspapers and expired noodles. The paint on the walls was peeling. The ceiling leaked when it rained. His mattress was thin and lumpy. Every morning, he would wake up at 5 a.m., stare at the cracked ceiling, and whisper to himself, one day I'll have it all. Mansion, cars, respect, power. David worked 3 jobs. In the morning, he delivered newspapers. In the afternoon, he worked as a waiter at a cheap restaurant where customers yelled at him for cold soup. At night, he cleaned offices in the business district, emptying trash bins of people who made more in an hour than he made in a month. He was tired. Always tired. His back ached, his feet hurt. His eyes were red from lack of sleep. But every time he saw a man in a suit stepping out of a luxury car, his hunger grew stronger. "That will be me," he would say, clenching his fists. "That'll be me soon." His friends didn't understand him. "David, slow down. Enjoy life. Money isn't everything." But David would laugh bitterly. "You say that because you've never been truly poor. You've never eaten Gary for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 weeks straight. You've never watched your mother cry because she couldn't afford medicine. Money is everything." One Friday evening, David was walking home from his cleaning job. The streets were quiet. The moon was full and bright. His legs dragged with exhaustion. Suddenly, a black car pulled up beside him, sleek, shiny, expensive. The window rolled down smoothly. Inside sat a man in a perfectly tailored suit. His hair was slicked back. His watch glittered like diamonds. His teeth were unnaturally white. He smiled at David. "You look tired, young man." David stopped, confused. "I'm fine. Just heading home." The man chuckled softly. "No, you're not fine. You're exhausted, you're frustrated, you're angry at the world. Am I wrong?" David stared at him. How did this stranger know? "Who are you?" The man opened the car door. "Someone who can change your life." "Get in." David should have walked away. Every instinct told him to run, but his legs, as if controlled by something else, carried him into the car. The interior was heaven. Leather seats, cool air conditioning, soft music playing. The man handed him a bottle of cold water. "Drink." David drank. It tasted like the best thing he'd ever had in his life. "What's your name?" the man asked. "David." "David, a king's name, but you live like a beggar." "Why?" David's jaw tightened. "I'm working on it." "Working?" The man laughed. "You've been working for years, David. And what do you have to show for it? Sore feet, empty pockets, a dream that's dying, a little more, every day." Tears stung David's eyes. He hated that this stranger was right. "What do you want from me?" David whispered. The man leaned closer. His breath smelled like expensive cologne mixed with something strange, like burnt sugar. "I want to help you. I can make you richer than you've ever imagined. Mansions, cars, women, power, respect. Everything you've ever wanted. All of it. In one night." David's heart pounded. "What's the catch?" The man smiled wider. "Smart boy. There's always a catch, isn't there? I only need one thing from you." "What?" "Your shadow." David blinked. "My shadow." "Yes." That dark shape that follows you everywhere. You don't even notice it. It does nothing for you. But to me, it's valuable. Trade it to me, and by tomorrow morning, you'll wake up in a mansion. Your bank account will have more zeros than you can count. Everyone will respect you. You'll never be poor again." David looked down. His shadow stretched long under the streetlight. It looked ordinary, useless. "That's it. Just my shadow. Just your shadow. And I keep everything else, my body, my mind, my soul." The man's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Of course. I'm not a monster, David. I'm a businessman." David thought about his mother's hospital bills, his landlord's threats, his friends' pitying looks, his empty stomach, his broken dreams. "Deal," he said. The man's eyes glowed for just a second, red, like burning coal. Then he extended his hand. "Shake on it." David shook his hand. It was ice cold. Suddenly the shadow beneath David's feet began to move. It peeled off the ground like wet paper. It twisted. It screamed, silently. Then it flowed into the man's palm and disappeared. David felt nothing. Just relief. "Congratulations, David. Your new life begins now." The man drove him to a massive mansion on the hill, golden gates, marble floors, chandeliers, servants bowing, a garage full of sports cars. "All yours," the man said. "Enjoy." And he vanished. David laughed. He screamed with joy. He ran through the mansion, touching everything. He opened the fridge, full of expensive food. He checked his phone, bank alerts showing millions. He looked in the mirror, handsome, glowing, alive. "I did it!" he shouted. "I'm finally free." The next morning, David woke up in a king-sized bed softer than clouds. He stretched, yawned, and smiled. Life was perfect. He went to the bathroom and turned on the light. But when he looked in the mirror, something was wrong. He had no shadow. He stepped closer, waved his hand, jumped. Nothing. No shadow. "Well, that's the deal," he shrugged. "Who cares? I'm rich now." But that day, strange things began to happen. At the bank, the manager greeted him warmly. But when David walked past the security cameras, the screen showed nothing, just empty space where he should be. At the restaurant, people stared at him, whispered, "Why does he look hollow? Something's wrong with him. He feels cold." Children cried when he came near. Dogs barked and ran away. Flowers wilted when he touched them. David tried to ignore it. "They're just jealous," he told himself. But at night, alone in his mansion, he felt it. A deep, aching emptiness, like a hole in his chest that nothing could fill. Not the money, not the cars, not the food, not the silence. He looked at himself in the mirror again. His reflection stared back, but it felt wrong, like looking at a stranger, a shell, a copy. "I'm still me," he whispered. But even his voice sounded hollow. Days passed, then weeks. David had everything, but he felt nothing, no joy, no excitement, no warmth. It was as if the part of him that could feel happiness had been ripped away. He tried to visit his mother, but when she hugged him, she pulled back, confused. "David, you feel so cold. Are you sick?" "I'm fine, Mama." But she looked into his eyes and saw nothing. No light. No life. Just emptiness. She began to cry. "What have you done, my son?" David ran. He tried to make friends, but people avoided him. "There's something off about that guy. He's creepy. I don't trust him." He tried to date, but every woman he touched felt a chill and left. He tried to sleep, but nightmares plagued him. He saw his shadow, trapped, screaming, reaching for him from darkness. One night, desperate and broken, David returned to the street where he met the man. He screamed into the empty night, "I want it back. I want my shadow back." The black car appeared. The man stepped out smiling. "Having regrets, David? Give it back. Please, I'll return everything. The money, the house, everything. Just give me my shadow." The man laughed. "Oh, David, you don't understand. Your shadow wasn't just a shape on the ground. It was your connection to life, to love, to joy, to humanity. Without it, you're just existing, a walking corpse with a heartbeat." "Then why did you take it?" "Because you gave it to me. You valued money more than your soul. And now you have money. Lots of it. But you can't enjoy it. That's the price." David fell to his knees, weeping. "Please. I was wrong. I was foolish. I just wanted to be free from suffering." The man knelt beside him. "Suffering makes you human, David. Joy means nothing without pain. Light means nothing without shadow. You wanted to escape being human. Now you have." "How does it feel?" David sobbed. "Empty." The man stood. "I'll make you one final offer. You can have your shadow back, but you must give up everything. The money, the mansion, the cars, everything, and you must go back to your old life, the 3 jobs, the tiny apartment, the struggle, but you'll feel again. You'll be human again." David didn't hesitate. "Yes, yes, take it all." The man snapped his fingers. David's shadow rose from the ground and reattached itself to his feet. Instantly, he felt warmth flood back into his chest. Tears, real warm tears, flowed down his face. He could feel again. But when he looked up, the mansion was gone. The cars were gone. He was standing in his old tiny apartment, his old clothes, his old life, but he smiled. A real, genuine smile, because he was alive again. David went back to his 3 jobs, but this time, he noticed things. The sunrise, the way his mother's eyes lit up when he visited, the laughter of children in the street, the taste of simple food, the feeling of rain on his skin. He was poor, but he was rich, in ways money couldn't buy, and he never, ever forgot the lesson. Your shadow is your humanity. Lose it, and you lose yourself. Some prices are too high, even for wealth. Moral lesson. True wealth is not in what you own, but in what you feel. Never trade your humanity for material gain. The things that make life worth living. Love, connection, joy. They cannot be bought. They can only be felt. And to feel, you must remain whole,